This week I'm touching on some of the highlights of the book of Nehemiah in the Old Testament. And in Nehemiah chapter 2 and 3, we find the people working together. God was doing a great work in their midst. The temple had been reconstructed and the city walls were being rebuilt, along with the work of restoration in the lives of the people. This is all happening after that great captivity that Israel experienced. And you know what? I believe God is doing a work in our lives that is in direct proportion to that of the days of Nehemiah. He's desiring to reconstruct the temple for true worship. Hi, I'm John Kuert, pastor at Alpha Assembly. Thanks for joining me once again for another heart-to-heart talk. And I hope and pray that these messages will touch your heart, because they really do come from my heart. So in 1 Corinthians 3:16, it says this: "Do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you?" He is desiring to rebuild the walls of protection to keep His word intact and thus keep sin out of our lives. It's a work of restoration. And you know what? There's a lot of ways that the enemy of our souls is trying to attack us and tear down what God is doing. Life and living are restored when worship and the word become elevated in our lives, but it doesn't come without a fight. One thing we need to be aware of: where God is working, the big O comes to mess things up. The big O stands for opposition to God's work. And that can happen on the human level. It can happen on the diabolical level. And that's what happens in Nehemiah 4 as the vision of rebuilding is progressing beautifully as the people worked with all their heart and they're working together. This chapter begins with when Sanballat, that was the name of the man that opposed the work and tried to hurt the people of God and do damage to them and discourage them. When Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, this is what Nehemiah said, he became angry and was greatly incensed. His ridicule and insults and threats to attack them and kill the work and end the work of God began to demoralize and discourage the people. That's when Nehemiah prayed, and God gave him a plan to counteract the evil intentions of Sanballat and his cohorts. You know, it's the same with us and the work of God today. When we start to do something for God and start to make progress, Satan will come and bring opposition. Be assured, Satan doesn't have anything less in mind than to steal the joy of God's work, kill the fervor for God's work, and destroy the desire to do God's work. That's what he wants to do. John 10:10 says, "The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy." That's Jesus' words. But then he goes on to say, "But I have come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly." So what are we to do? Call for AAA service? No, be armed for the battle. It says in Nehemiah's day, in the book there of the Bible, "Nevertheless, we made our prayer to our God." So that's the first thing we really need to do when we feel opposition from the enemy, is to intensify prayer and intercession. And then we need to keep anchored to the truth. Keep claiming the promises of God's word. Some people think that the Bible is an ancient book and not really appropriate or relevant for today. But it is just as relevant today as when God inspired it to be written. So keep anchored to the truth. That's the second thing. And thirdly, stay activated to the work of God. Don't be deterred. Just keep determining to press forward. And remember, if God is for us, who can be against us? And I'm claiming this very thing for Alpha Assembly. God is doing a work there, and there are people, new people coming each week. And we have, since I came here about 2 years ago, we have doubled. And so I'm thankful for that. And we need to keep working at it and keep building the church, not only numerically, but keep building spiritually. And if we do that, we put that first, God will bless us and we will prosper and the church will grow. Well, thanks a lot for joining me once again, and I hope and pray that one of these days you will visit us. If you're not already a church member somewhere, or if you have never visited Alpha Assembly, located at 499 Grandview Pike Extension, and in Clarion, Pennsylvania, right down from the Clarion University. We would love to have you, really. Excuse my voice today. I don't know what happened, but it's got a little bit of a frog or something in there. Maybe that's the opposition. I don't know. But anyway, that's. I just wanted to tell you that. But anyway, hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, may God bless you. Bye-bye.